It's no poop November, guys.
It's July.
What? Oh, shit. I gotta go.
Snow poop November. Some of it came out. Can I put it back? Cut that. I hate that.
No, put that
Cold
at the
oven.
beginning.
Cold oven. Cold oven.
No!
Hello, Jasons and Melissas, and welcome back to the fourth and final season of Rewatching Home Movies, a weekly watch-along podcast where three friends break down the 1999 animated series Home Movies. My name's Tim, and I'm obsessed with home movies.
My name's Adele, and I'm a home movies newbie.
And my name's Marson, and I've never seen home movies.
Home Movies Season 4, Episode 8, titled Honky Magoo.
Damn.
Original air date February 29th, 2004 on Adult Swim, written by Brendan Small, Bill Broadus, and cast, directed by Lauren Bouchard, and produced by Jack Ferriolo. Synopsis for this episode: Brendan, Jason, and Melissa find a lost puppy who turns out to be nothing but trouble. I don't know why that just had like a movie, like a 90s movie trailer.
Yeah.
Like,
That was one of my favorite bits in one of my friend groups, because we'd always do random things, but it would always end up with Rob Schneider as the title. And Rob Schneider in Help Me, I'm Rob Schneider.
yeah.
That would always kill me.
Yeah.
Help me. I'm.
There's a very old South Park episode that did a bunch of Rob Schneider is a stapler. And it even ends with that, and he finds out being a stapler is harder than it appears. Good stuff. Well, before we get into this episode and so much more, we need to get into the creative corner, don't we? The creative corner, of course, is something in the realm of creativity we're consuming or producing that we just want to bring to light. And again, we don't have anyone to bring in the
Creative corner. Totally do.
Fuck.
Why is he back?
He just busted through the wall with his dick. That's crazy.
His dick is resting on my shoulder.
Imagine like the Kool-Aid Man, but
Smile, everything.
Yeah, I did hear an oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Doodly doo. All right, gang. Creative corner. Who wants to go first, or shall you know what? You guys, if you don't mind, I'd like to go first.
Okay.
Pop
Because
off, Kate.
we actually already kind of hit it a little bit. My creative corner is something that I, if I'm being completely honest, have not consumed for the last handful of years. But something happened.
Taxes.
We don't talk about that. But this is something that has brought itself to light more so recently with a new season premiere. But I watched a new episode of South Park for the first time in quite a few years.
Yeah.
And why was that, Tim?
Why was that? We live in a time, don't we? Don't we, folks?
Yeah.
It is a time. Well, we live in a time, there's a lot going on when we're talking world events, but also we live in a time where if you don't consume some content that you want to consume within, I don't know, like 11 minutes of it airing, you're just going to get spoiled.
Absolutely.
So Wednesday night, I saw a screenshot of the episode of South Park that had aired 11 and a half seconds prior, and I said, uh-oh. I might have to watch this. And so I did. I guess we don't need to get too much into the content of the episode, but I'm not sure if you're familiar with like the merger that's going on with Paramount and Skydance. Paramount held the exclusive streaming rights to South Park. There was a lot of issues with that. It actually caused the season premiere to get pushed back a couple weeks. And when the dust settled and the contracts were signed, Trey Parker and Matt Stone made $1.5 billion for the streaming rights for the next 5 years, which is something when they started the cartoon at Comedy Central, they're like, you guys have whatever rights you want. We get streaming rights. Like they knew from the jump, like streaming rights are ours, and it's paid off for them. So there was a lot going on behind the scenes as to why this merger was taking a long time. And I think the season premiere was a little bit of commentary on that, a little bit of commentary on what could have held the process up a little bit. And in their, South Park way, they said, hey, this is the issue and the issue can go fuck itself. So I will say that, South Park is a show that's 25, 26 years old. There was a period in time where I never missed an episode. I loved it so much. And then as I grew up and I kind of matured and maybe, I don't know, I just had more experience, I was like, hey, this show can be kind of shitty sometimes. And I don't mean like, quality wise. I just mean kind of what they're trying to say or whatever. But the thing is, they really don't pull any punches. They kind of attack every side and stuff like that, which people have criticized them about, kind of both sides in some issues. But at the end of the day, as a creative type, I have to look at what happened with them, kind of how they dealt with the situation and then their response to it. And I got to say, you know what? Good for you guys.
Oh, yeah. I mean, genuinely, Nate and I were talking about it, and Nate loves South Park. And I remember we talked about it like very briefly, and like he didn't even bring it up, but he was just like, I'm worried, man. I really like South Park.
Yeah.
And the thing about South Park is I used to love South Park, like love South Park. But when I grew up, and especially in college, I just was like, whatever, it's mean-spirited. And then me and my friend Nate and Adrian were talking about it. I was like, fuck South Park, blah, 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 blah. And then within 15 minutes, we were just talking about like our favorite South Park moments and how funny the show actually is. And just, I'm a gay fish, motherfucking gay fish, when they fucking roasted Kanye.
There's a compilation of Kanye to this day not understanding the joke. Genuine. And the whole thing in the writer's room was, who can we joke about that will never get the joke?
Yeah.
And someone said Kanye, and they were so fucking right.
Blocked.
Yeah. 100%. There's a lot of very good South Park jokes, a lot of good just South Park commentary. I mean, you could go back, like, right, they made fun of Al Gore, right, from Man Bear Pig, and that was supposed to be climate change.
Right.
And then 20 years later, they went back to Al Gore and they were apologizing to him. Like, no, you were right. You were right.
Yeah.
You were 100%. And Al Gore is at a bowling alley with a beard and just smiling like, oh, yeah, I was? Okay, well, good. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, exactly. They will attack all sides. They're not above making fun of themselves. They will call it as they see it. And I respect them for it. So maybe not a show that I will go out of my way to continue to consume. It definitely, like, there are certain seasons and episodes that I'm like, oh yeah, that was me just out of high school getting fucking baked, laughing at an episode about a creature called a jack-officer. You know what I mean? Like, it's that kind of shit that it's like, yeah, I might not look at that now and be like, that's the funniest shit on TV. But there was a time and a place where stoned 17-year-old Tim was like, yeah, man, this is fucking funny, dude.
Like garbage. You don't want to talk to somebody whose favorite show is South Park, right? But like, I'll watch a South Park episode.
Yeah.
And if you look at Cartman as anything other than how we look at McGurk and being like, this is a mirror being held up. If Cartman's your genuine favorite character, go to fucking therapy, dude.
Oh, genuinely.
Holy shit.
Adele, how do you feel about South Park?
I never watched South Park.
That's right.
Yeah.
I could definitely see that being a no show in your house.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes. There were episodes where I genuinely laughed at, and then there were episodes where I was like, oh, my body hurts.
Yeah.
So South Park, I've never really like sought out or, looked for in my day-to-day life, but I understand the draw. It's just it was never never on my radar.
I mean, I think we talked about this off mic last time. Is one of my guilty pleasure movies is Team America, where I know how like awful and like offensive it is, but like every time I watch it, it makes me laugh so fucking hard.
Trey Parker and Matt Stone content that I showed Adele especially when we first started dating, was their very first movie, Cannibal the Musical.
Oh yeah,
which if you haven't seen is great. It's so good.
So like as a musical lover, it was so well done, and you can tell that they love musicals too. So like from that aspect, I really enjoyed it.
That's how I pitched it to Nate, was because he looked at Season of the Cursed. And he looked at it like the way Trey Parker and Matt Stone like started out and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, sure, if that's where it goes. But just, are you going to do the movie now?
Can we start?
So that is my creative corner.
Good creative corner.
Very good.
So who would like to go next?
I'll go next. So not to bring it back to the show that we're supposed to be talking about on this podcast, but last episode and this episode, there were like two very like in the background things. Not really in the background, but like the things that weren't really mentioned or they weren't addressed. So these things weren't addressed, and I'm about to address them in my creative corner.
Yeah.
So like last week, we saw Jason meditating instead of sleeping. And then this week, spoiler for later on in the episode, McGurk has like a Zen garden, and there's like a whole C plot that nobody talks about in this episode.
Yeah.
And it's like he's building his own Zen garden, he's meditating, which I think is linked from when Eric taught him about meditation in season 1, season 2. And so my creative corner this week is not really creative, but it is meditating, because I do that every single day of my life. Mm-hmm. And without it, I wouldn't be here. So I think just kind of highlighting that and the fact that it ties into the last 2 episodes, I think is something I wanted to talk about this week. Personally, I meditate every day because it rewires my nervous system. And I think living in this time, you really need that on a day-to-day basis, because things are happening all the time and it's never stopping. So go meditate and chill out for just 5 to 10 minutes a day. It doesn't fix anything, but it does help. It doesn't fix the outer world, but it fixes your inner world, is what I should say. I still have anxiety, but I feel like I can compartmentalize it a little bit better when I'm meditating regularly than when I'm not. So, yeah, that's my creative corner.
It's like a reset that your body needs sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, David Lynch talks a lot about transcendental meditation, and because I have ADHD, every time I try, I get bored within 30 seconds, and I'm like, I'll try it again next time.
That's so fair. It took me so long to learn how to meditate because I have ADHD too. When I first started out, it was mainly guided meditations because that was the only way for me to focus, was to listen to somebody else talking. And then transcendental meditation got a little bit easier because you're just essentially saying one word over and over in your head. Whereas there are types of meditations where you just try and just go completely blank in your head. And that is really hard to do, especially, again, when you have ADHD, it's really hard to tackle. And yeah, I mean, guided meditations are probably the easiest way to like dip your toe in without like fully committing to the bit.
Yeah. I mean, when I was in high school, not even high school, I think it was middle school, someone gave me a book on meditation and also Native American folklore. And so like, I didn't understand like the meta narrative of it. And to me, I thought it was like an instruction book on how to meditate and become a wolf. Ah. That's what I thought it was about becoming a wolf. If you meditate like this, and not talking about like the natural animalistic side of you and blah, 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But I was like, I'll be a wolf.
Meditate, become a werewolf.
Yeah. When we stayed at the cabin over the summer, there was one point where me, Adele, Tim, and Nick were sharing a room, and I walked in and I saw Adele was meditating, and I was trying to like sneak around you without disturbing you. I was like, dun, 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 dun. I didn't make it out of the room without Adele's eyes popping open and me jumping.
Fire coming out of my mouth. No, it was fine. I mean, I'm at the point where I can just jump right back into it. It's not that big of a deal at all. Okay, I left the door open, so like
that's true.
It was not that big of a deal. All right. Next.
My creative corner is something that I've been creatively doing, and the reason it's my creative corner is because it's just what's been on my mind the entire week, which is Season of the Curse 2. We're doing a scene tomorrow. We're shooting. Today has been like a long day because I've been, getting the stuff that I need ready. Like the car's completely full. Like as soon as we're done with this podcast, I'm driving over to the location to set up the scene for tomorrow's shoot. And it was, if you're an artist, if you're creative and you're doing a project, there are going to be days where you're just like in the middle of it going, what am I doing with my life? Because it just can be all consuming, and it can be just so much all at once. And then you just start thinking about it over and over. And that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm so like, is this it? Or am I just like a bad artist? But I'm trying to get over that feeling of anxiety that every artist goes through, where they're just staring at their own work going, oh my God, what is this? But I'm just talking about the scene that we're doing tomorrow because I just filled the entire car with all the props. All week I've been making props, and like every day after work I'm coming home and just painting like a prop. Like I found a broom handle. I'm like, I'll paint that and I'll use it.
You start painting Nick.
You will be my prop. And it has been the only thing I've been thinking about. Like, I reread the script I had for this scene. I was like, it's shit. And I threw it away. Just incredible anxiety all week about just like this scene, which I get every time I'm about to do a scene, especially when we did the party scene last July. That was so much.
That was a year ago?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. But we're doing a scene tomorrow, and the whole project is about home movies, but maybe not the show, but like the idea of home movies and just making stuff and making movies specifically without like overly fancy like equipment, because who has $10,000 to spend on a single camera, let alone audio equipment, let alone lighting, let alone anything. And just a love letter to the process of making art in general, about two artists who are trying to make art without hating themselves for it. And I think every artist kind of gets to that point, and that's what the movie is about, and that's what I'm feeling right now. But it's just about like doing the art and getting through it and enjoying the process as it goes. That's what I'm working on right now. Just a lot of prop making, a lot of audio, and a lot of trying to write a story that makes sense, and just being in the process of it is, yeah. But that is my creative corner. I'm working on Season of the Curse 2 right now. I mean, everybody in this call is about to do the scene tomorrow too. So we're going to war, folks.
I feel like it seems like so overwhelming now, but once it all is done and comes together, you'll be like, how the fuck did I do all of this?
Yeah. I there's several times where I get to that point too. Like, there's a scene from a feature I'm still working on where I built an entire set, like from the ground up, like by myself. And I sometimes go back like, why did I do that? How did I do that? How could anyone do any of that? But
you did.
Yeah, and that's the love of the game, I suppose. But I think that's just my creative corner.
Well, I think they're called passion projects for a reason. And the thing with passion is it's sometimes is very, very strong, and sometimes it's very, very weak. And it's the ebb and flow of it all. This project, like so many other projects, but dude, this project should be a testament of how much love and support the people around you have for you and this project. Dude, if I didn't believe in you in this project, I wouldn't spend my whole Saturday, in a basement doing all this stuff. I'd be like, dude, I could play video games at home right now. You know what I mean? So yeah, the thing with passion projects is it's so easy to, I guess, what do the kids say these days? Get lost in the sauce. But they're passion projects for a reason, and the support and love of everyone around you, I think, should show you that this thing has legs and that we believe in it just as much as you believe in it. It's always so hard to set all this stuff up and arrange times and dates and all this stuff. But man, when it all comes together, it's better than any drug I've ever tried.
I mean, that is the only thing that keeps me going sometimes, is just like knowing that I have people. Because even if I drop the ball, quote unquote, not saying I will, not saying I have, but if I do, just the fact that you guys are there makes it so much better. Yeah. And then your support means the world to me, obviously.
You're not beholden to any studio, but this is your project. If it comes out in 2030, who gives a shit? It comes out when it comes out. It comes out when it's done. It comes out when it's ready. So that's also something to keep in mind.
Right. What was that claymation that took like 30 years to make?
Yeah. Is that
Phil Tippett's Mad God?
Yeah. See, there's no timeline.
People watch it and they're like, I didn't like it. Anyway.
I thought it was pretty mid, actually.
All I'm looking forward to is when we sit down and we watch it. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Oh, it's going to be a blast.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Well, gang, speaking of sitting down and watching it,
What's going on?
you guys want to talk about this episode of Home Movies we just sat down and watched?
The podcast.
Oh, yes. Did you notice on the opening of this episode, the bird flies down and shits on the TV?
Yes, that's shit.
Yeah, I put
Yes.
drip, and then I put not drip. I thought it was raining, and then the bird came down, and I was like, nah, why do you have to do this?
Well, this episode opens and we see Brendan, Jason, and Melissa sitting on the side of the soccer field. Jason points out to Brendan and Melissa he has a bird, and they do not. They tell him they know, they've seen it. Jason goes on to say that he's now like a town character because he's Jason, the bird guy. Melissa asks Brendan what time his mom is going to be there, and Brendan says she'll be there. Jason goes on to say that his bird can talk, but it seems that Brendan and Melissa do not believe him. So they encourage Jason to make the bird talk. Jason tells Tonto, that's the bird's name, to speak, but Tonto does not.
So because the bird is named Tonto, is that kind of like insinuating that Jason sees himself as the Lone Ranger?
I could see that.
Ah.
I could see that. So while we're on the subject of Tonto here,
Yeah.
for some reason it started going around the internet that Tonto is voiced by Gilbert Godfrey.
No.
No, he's not. It's H. John Benjamin.
Yeah.
They talk about it in commentary. I don't know how that happens.
No, I think you can, like, when it's talking at the end, like, you can tell it's H. John
Yeah.
Benjamin.
I think so too.
I think it's Gilbert Godfrey because he played the parrot in Aladdin.
That's true.
Yeah, I can see it. During the conversation, we do see in a couple shots that Brendan appears to have a note safety pinned to his shirt. And the note is addressed to Coach McGurk.
I thought it was a name tag, and I thought Coach had put it on him, so in case like the parents needed to talk to the coach, they talked to Brendan.
Talk to that guy.
Yeah,
Talk to that anxious child over there.
I didn't know I was in the movie.
Well, Jason continues to try to get his bird to speak, moving him into a better position and even opening his mouth with his finger. But Tonto refuses to speak. So Jason gets more and more aggressive, trying to get him to talk, and then yells, "Bad Tonto!" And the whole time, so Tonto's like attached to Jason's wrist, right? Mm-hmm. He's got like a little leash thing attached to his wrist. So Tonto goes to fly away, and it causes Jason to just backhand the shit out of Brendan.
I feel like that's the trick that Jason taught this bird.
So then I didn't really understand that part because then Jason's all like, Brendan, don't hit the bird.
Right. So Jason immediately turns it around and tells Brendan not to swing at the bird because it's defenseless. And Brendan's like, I was just standing here with my arms on my side. Like I wasn't doing anything.
Jason yelling at this bird made me sad. I felt bad for the bird.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Yeah, I have a thing with animal cruelty, and that makes me upset. I don't know if you guys have ever like gone to someone's house and they have a pet and they
Yeah.
I don't like it.
And they treat them terribly.
Yeah, it makes my body hurt.
My cousins, when they were very young, I think I've talked about this on the podcast. I don't think kids should have pets. I really don't.
I agree.
I think teaching them responsibility is like, oh, they're going to fail at responsibility and make them learn. It's like you're causing an animal to be hurt.
Yeah, you're torturing an animal for the sake of teaching your child responsibility.
If you want to teach your kid responsibility, have them like make their bed every day.
Right.
Something that doesn't involve another live being.
Yeah. My baby cousins, when they had a cat, would like, oh God, I saw them using it like a nunchuck one time, just like literally putting it over the shoulder and then grabbing it with the other one and doing that. The cat was fine. It wasn't freaking out.
Good.
It was used to it.
I'm freaking out.
Yeah, it was used to it, but that doesn't make it any better.
Yeah.
Right. And there's a big difference between, like, I had a cat once and he would like run up to you and you'd grab him and like throw him on the couch and then he'd like run back over. Stuff like that.
I do that to my cat today.
Yeah. Big difference.
Yeah.
So Jason blames Tonto not talking on Brendan and Melissa. Nice. So that's when Coach McGurk approaches and asks them what they're still doing there and practice is over. At one point, Tonto flies towards Coach, and Coach genuinely tells Jason that if that bird comes near him again, he's going to eat it.
That sounds like something my dad would say.
I 100% believe McGurk. I definitely smash cut to him frying up this bird like that 18-year-old sausage.
Yep.
This whole episode, he seems so done. Like, he seems so like...
I think that's why it makes sense at the end of the episode that he is kind of doing what he's doing, because I think he's trying to
chill the fuck out,
center himself, trying to balance.
Because not to jump ahead, when he would like drops them off at their house, he's all like, "You're never getting rides ever
no
again."
rides ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems so done from the jump all the way through till the end.
It just feels like there was supposed to be a McGurk C-plot in this episode, and then they just cut it.
Yeah.
I really wanted to know more about the Zen Garden. I wanted to see it in its entirety.
Maybe something happened. I don't know why I always just envision another story arc with McGurk and Stephanie to round it out with like the trilogy, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking like he tried calling her, and then she's like a cult leader now, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, I'll figure out. I'll live my life by myself. I'll be alone, and I'll be okay with it. I'll be happy about it, Stephanie. I'll be happy alone. Watch me. And then he built the Zen Garden.
It's at this point that Coach points out to Brendan that he has a note pinned to his chest. Brendan asks how long it's been there, and Melissa informs him it's been there all day. Everybody's been talking about it. Coach realizes it's addressed to him, and he reads it out loud, and that's when we learn that it's from Brendan's mother asking him to give them a ride home. Coach grabs a pencil to write her back, saying, "Dear Paula, no, love, Coach McGurk."
He loves her.
Weirdly enough, this is going to be like a weird running joke in a future episode, too. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Hey, Paula, I'm in your basement.
I love you.
With your children.
The next scene, Coach is, in fact, giving Brendan, Jason, and Melissa a ride home. Melissa is asking Brendan why he thinks his mom left a note and not just told him. And even Coach is like, yeah, you must have a crappy relationship with your mom. The more they talk about it, the more Brendan seems to get upset, saying it's uncool and embarrassing. Everyone's encouraging him by saying he does have the right to be upset. And at one point, Brendan takes his seatbelt off. Melissa tells him seatbelt. And 0.1 seconds after he refuses to wear the seatbelt, Brendan yells stop. And the reckless mobile skids to a halt, mere inches from a puppy dog.
The second he took off the seatbelt, I was like, okay, I know what's happening here.
That child's going through a windshield.
Brendan was extra goofy this episode.
Yeah, he was definitely, I think he was going through it.
Yeah, aren't we all?
The very next scene, Coach is dropping the kids off, saying no more rides before peeling away. So we see the three kids and they're holding the dog, saying it has no tags. Clearly it's been abandoned. So they'll call the police, right? And if it's someone's dog, they'll come pick it up. But if they don't, then it's our puppy. I love it. They hold the puppy up to like the sun and they're like, we have a puppy, guys.
Oh, look at that cute puppy.
Yeah.
With that tongue hanging from the roof of its mouth. Or one big tooth.
One tooth.
The one big pink front tooth.
He's just a little puppy. He doesn't have many teeth.
When they were like, we'll call the police. I'm like, what? To get him shot?
Oh, topical. Not funny.
It's been topical for 200 years.
Oh, God. I shouldn't have laughed that hard.
Well, that's when they realize they need to decide who's taking the puppy the first night. Jason suggests that they play potatoes to see who's going to take the dog home, but Melissa doesn't seem to know what they're talking about.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know what, do you know, is the potatoes a thing?
Okay, so I remember after Adele and I had watched this episode, we talked about kind of potatoes, and I likened it to, and maybe this missed you guys a little bit, but when I remember being a kid and say we're going to play tag or hide and go seek or whatever the fuck ever, you got to choose who's it. All right, everyone put one foot in the middle. And then you go to each foot and you're like, bubble gum in a dish. How many pieces do you wish?
6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you are the one who is the one who is it. Adele's it.
You cheated.
What? No, that's how you play. That's how you play bubble gum.
Okay, that makes. I just remember like the fucking pick a lion by the toe thing.
Catch a tiger by the toe.
Yeah.
Yes.
If he hollers, let him go. Yeah.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, so there was another one we did as kids, and this one's fucked up. But it's my mother and your mother went out to wash clothes. Have you heard this one?
No.
Oh, is this gonna make my body hurt?
No.
Okay.
But the next line is, my mother punched your mother right in the nose.
I've never heard this before in my life.
What color was the blood? and then it lands on somebody and they say whatever color, and if they're like green, GREEN, and you are it.
Okay.
Damn.
Wow. I didn't realize. Is there a category for those things?
Oh, no.
I don't know. That's just how you would like pick
Yeah.
someone.
There's got to be like a term for it.
Yeah. But I noticed if it was like sibling involved, it was always the older sibling who was doing the thing and the younger sibling who always somehow got picked. But yeah, and it traditionally came down to like, and you are the person who is going to be the one who is the it.
For reference, he pointed at me again.
Yeah. I mean, it's like duck, duck, goose, but when you go duck,
Right.
my favorite one I would do is just do duck forever.
Yeah.
Just do
You
duck.
were a duck forever, dude.
Damn.
You just walk around the circle like 10 times.
Because I can't play favorites. If I choose goose, they know I'm I wanted to choose them for some reason.
And some are saying he's still choosing duck to this day.
Wow.
Well, Jason starts the game by saying 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4 high potato, low potato, 1, 2, 3, and you are first hand up wins.
Now, see, the rhyme he says sounds familiar.
Right. I wrote it down, but I think I don't think it did right. Saying who potato, my potato, high potato, low, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. First hand up wins.
I don't think it's real.
No.
I think this is made up. Maybe it's just because I've lost the wisdom of 2003, but
I feel like as soon as I started being like bubblegum, but we were all like, yep,
Yeah,
I know it. Or even eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
yeah, I mean, I get those ones because I recognize that, but the potatoes, I don't think I could place that ever in my life.
Who potato, my potato, high potato, low, 1, 2, 3, and here we go.
Yeah, but you can make rhymes about anything. I make poems all the time. and it just reminds me of the George Carlin, 7 curse word thing.
7 words you can't say.
Yeah, because Eddie would say that shit to me all the time. 7 assholes tied in a knot. Hip, hip, hooray! And he would just, I didn't know who George Carlin was until he started yelling that shit at me, so.
Wait. See, I'm balls deep in research on this.
I'll look away.
She's ball deep in potatoes.
We all love our mashed potatoes.
So apparently there was a famine?
The famine didn't exist.
Oh.
As the resident Irish person.
Oh, the potato famine.
Yeah. That was all a lie. But apparently it's where'd it go? It was a children's counting rhyme. The 1 potato, 2 potato, accompanied by hand actions. But it doesn't say how you play it.
The hand actions.
That's all it says to me.
I feel like there is one with potatoes. 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato more.
Yeah, something like that.
What if this was the rest of the podcast?
Yeah, I was just remembering old
this-
nursery rhymes.
This is important. We need to document this.
We do need to document all of the time, all of the child recess things that people would do.
All right. If you remember any potato-like counting games from your childhood, leave it in the Spotify comments. I want to, because I remember all those ones, but that my mother and your mother one, that, I don't think that's a traditional one. I think someone in my neighborhood's I think my mom could kick your mom's ass. Well, Jason wins potatoes by yelling first hand up wins. I win.
That's not how you play potatoes. And you know what? Eric would know.
Yeah, we'll get there. But yeah.
I've been jumping ahead a lot this episode. I'm
That's
sorry.
okay. That's okay. So Jason wins potatoes, tells Brendan to give him the puppy, and he even sets Tonto down and pushes him off to the side with his foot and informs him that he has been replaced. Even asks who wants a bird.
Poor Tonto.
So the next scene we're in Mr. Lynch's class, and he's drawing the lower intestine on the chalkboard, but instead of using chalk, he's licking his finger and drawing into the dried chalk that's already on the board.
I'm also pretty sure that's not the low where.
That's pretty high for the low intestine.
Yeah.
That's the lung region.
Yeah. Well, Brendan asks Lynch why he isn't using chalk, and Mr. Lynch informs him that they don't have any today because of a budget thing.
Mm.
And boy, is that more relevant now.
Yeah, very topical.
Yeah. I wonder if it was because McGurk started stealing all the soda, broke the vending machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucked up the budget.
Is Lynch technically still principal?
I don't get that vibe very much.
Well, he's still got to teach, right?
He's still doing teacher stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, he would know, I guess, if it was a budget thing, if he was principal. But he'd probably know if he was teacher, too.
Maybe that's the problem. The budget's so bad that he now has to teach as well.
Yeah. So we see Jason knock on the door of the classroom with Tonto. Brendan says the door's for him. So Brendan goes out there and Jason informs him that the dog is sick and has been splattering poop like a racehorse. Brendan tells him he doesn't think that's how the saying goes. Maybe he's thinking of a monkey who throws poop. So they have this extended conversation about the saying, and finally Brendan is like, so what's up? And that's when Jason says the dog can't stay at his house anymore because it's been splattering poop like a monkey's racehorse. I don't know why I love that line so much. There's like just a couple lines in this episode, splatter and poop by a monkey's racehorse, and then, yeah, he knows a thing or two about potatoes. Like, some of the lines in this episode just stick with me for some reason, and they're not like, oh my God, that's such a hilarious classic line.
It's just well delivered.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to jump ahead. I just saw it on the screen and I was like, I need to talk about it. But we're not.
Are we not there yet?
I don't know. Are we?
Are we there yet?
I will turn this podcast around.
We go back to the first episode.
Damn. Oh, Movies, Season 1, Episode 1.
If I could go back, I would give Jason an F the first episode.
I thought you did.
Did I not? I can't remember.
I don't know. I don't remember. Well, Jason informs him that either Brendan or Melissa has to take the dog. That's when Mr. Lynch walks out and asks, what's going on? And he sees the puppy and immediately holds him and starts petting him. Jason tells Mr. Lynch he's been sick. And while holding him up, Mr. Lynch asks, oh, are you sick, little buddy? And that's when the dog proceeds to shit all over the place.
Gross.
The first angle, like you see it pretty.
Yeah.
You see it happen. Which, not to jump ahead, but in a later scene, we involve some poop too. And they talked about in commentary how like they really had to push to be able to show that because it's not traditionally something they let cartoons show.
Yeah. Well, I never had a problem with Jason's grossness.
Yeah.
But I do feel very uncomfortable seeing this dog's butthole release poop. It's not my favorite thing.
I agree.
But happens to the best of us, to be honest.
I mean, it happens to all of us. Like, just to put the record out there.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
It's no poop November, guys.
It's July.
What? Oh, shit. I gotta go.
It's no poop November. Some of it came out. Can I put it back? Cut that. I hate that.
No, put that
Cold
at the
open.
beginning.
Cold open.
No!
So Mr. Lynch runs off because of the smell, and Jason's like, all right, I guess I'm going to get going. And Mr. Lynch quickly tells Brendan, clean it up. And no dogs allowed in the school. And slams the door. So the next scene, we're at the vet. And I don't know if you guys recognize this vet, but this is the vet from, oh my God, what is that? Brendan Gets Rabies?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure in that one, he was saying some weird out-of-pocket shit about women as well.
Really? I don't remember that.
No.
I feel like it.
Here's the thing, though. The voice actor is H. John Benjamin.
Yes.
And that's his humor. He loves saying shit like that.
It seems like it.
And so it infects every one of his characters that he ever plays. Yeah, like women, right?
Like every other woman in my life.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say in this scene? Because I remember.
Oh, I wrote it down.
Yeah, because
there's two. There is two.
Yeah.
I heard you say what?
Because he says something about what was he?
So, all right. Well, the vet, quotes here, is explaining to the children the dog is not sick. He's just nervous. So he has an upset tummy. Brendan asks why he's nervous, and the vet says it's hard to say. Some animals are emotionally unstable, just like human ladies.
Hey, just because this human lady is emotionally unstable doesn't mean all human ladies are.
Let me tell you something. This human must be a lady. Because I'm also emotionally unstable.
I'm going to say, I probably know more fellas that are a bit emotionally unstable.
But they'll never tell you.
No.
They'll just show you.
They'll just punch a wall.
Or a ceiling.
Yahoo!
Edit that out.
No, put it cold open.
No, we already found the cold open.
No. No, you brought that up on the podcast, the VR moment.
Oh, I think so, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah. Because I think Adele likes to give me shit for
Yes,
it.
it's funny.
the vet points out that the dog has gone through a lot of changes in the past few days, and he doesn't know if he's coming or going, so he's very nervous. The vet encourages them to put him on a stable diet. Oh, yeah, he asks, what are you feeding him? And Jason's like, Thai food? And he was like,
That's what he said.
Yeah. What do you think he said?
Tacos. Which isn't better, but it's like meat.
Thai food, that's why he's shitting everywhere.
Right. And I was like, well, I would start with dog food. He also encourages them to name the dog to give him an emotional center.
I don't know if that's how that works.
At least he has something that people will call him instead of dog. So essentially, they have a very healthy dog who is just under emotional distress, and that sometimes lost dogs have emotional trauma for the rest of their lives. They log it into their memory like women.
No, that was the second one.
Yeah, but you know what? I also fall into this category. So
human.
Yeah, just a person with a brain.
Well, Melissa says they think they should go to a new vet, and that's when the guy points out, oh, I'm not a vet.
Who are you?
All right, so now we have Brendan and Melissa. They're filming the movie, but they're trying to figure out a name for the dog. So Melissa suggests Mr. Pickles, but Brendan says he likes Honky Magoo instead. But Jason pushes back and says Smatchmo, the trumpeter.
Do we have a favorite, guys?
Well, I originally liked Honky Magoo because when Melissa said Mr. Pickles, it made me think of the BoJack character named Pickles, who is also a dog. But the trumpeter, giving it like a title on that just makes it more regal. I don't know why I enjoyed that so much more.
That's the one I picked when I watched this the first time. I was like, Smatchmo is a good name. Mo for short.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if someone told you, because we stayed a little bit later at the cabin, we found like a baby bird.
Yeah.
Did they tell you the name that?
No, I just got to see pictures. I didn't see
someone named it, and I bet you'll know who named it because the name was Little Smeech.
Little Smeech?
Yeah.
Little Smeech. Ryan? Who named it Little Smeech?
It was Eddie.
Oh.
That will be Little Smeech.
I can see it now.
And when we dropped it off at a sanctuary, they sent us a picture of the paperwork with
Little Smeech. Oh my god! Why is it like the perfect name for a bird, though?
I don't know.
Smeech.
I mean, just pet. I've never been able to name a pet because everyone else has gotten to name it like around me, and I've only had like even my cat named Jace was named after a Magic the Gathering character because my partner at the time found the cat, named it, gave it to me. We broke up, and now I have a cat.
Wow, here's a responsibility now. Bye.
I'm glad I have a cat.
Yeah.
He's chill.
Well, they argue back and forth for a bit, constantly saying hello.
Hello.
Hello. And then Jason says, guys, my bird just talked. But Brendan and Melissa push back, saying the bird cannot talk. And Jason claims you have no idea how many times he said hello to me this morning.
Also, just for the record, it's funny that you bring up South Park this episode because that's Cartman.
Yeah, Jason is wearing like a blue hat that is like a very South Park-esque.
Yeah.
The colors aren't quite matching, but it's definitely a South Park style.
I always thought that Junior and Ken Adelberg looked like South Park
characters. Yeah. Mr. Lindenson too looks like a Canadian South Park character.
Oh, with the top half moving.
Yeah.
Just hey, buddy.
Well, now they're filming the movie. Brendan's character is finding out that Jason and Melissa are his wife and kid. But first, Honky Magoo has to jump into the scene. Brendan goes on to say yesterday he was a rich bachelor, and then he went to sleep, and now he has a family. And that's when Tonto starts attacking Jason and Melissa. So they try to film the next few scenes. And again, Honky Magoo jumps into frame almost every time. The kids yell at the dog. It's funny because if you notice, anytime someone's yelling at the dog, depending on who is yelling at him, they call him the dog by the name that they prefer.
Yeah.
So Brendan will be like, Honky Magoo, get down. And then Melissa's like, yeah, down, Mr. Pickles. So it's like the whole point of naming this dog to give it some kind of emotional center. They're calling it 3 different names anyway.
Yeah, no wonder the dog is going all crazy.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to point this out. This might be, I mean, you could argue against this all you want, but them having to put pine trees up with snow, quote unquote, painted on it, and snow everywhere, just painted, kind of shows that there is not a snow climate for this area. So
Yeah.
maybe
Or they had an idea for a cold movie in July, and they're like, all right, well, put the hat on, let's paint some trees.
and see, that's how you can argue against it.
Yeah.
Although I will just say, I don't believe you.
All right. So every time the movie progresses a scene, the scene is interrupted by either the dog or the bird. And then the final scene is Brendan saying his lines really fast. He's like, now I realize a single bachelor lifestyle is a shallow existence. I met a lot of ladies and spent a lot of money, but there is a void inside of me, a void that is now filled by a living child and wife who I now have due to angelical forces. So in conclusion, of course, I'll stay. And cut. And as soon as it cuts, both the bird and the dog attack Brendan.
Is this movie supposed to be based off something?
Oh, it very well could be if it is, or I don't know.
What's that fucking White Christmas musical? I never saw it.
It's a Wonderful Life?
No, there's a movie musical named White Christmas.
White Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I don't think that's what this is.
okay.
Is this a reverse It's a Wonderful Life where, because isn't a Wonderful Life like he wants to commit suicide and then he sees what his life is like,
Yeah.
had he done it?
Yeah. You've never seen the movie?
If I did, it's like a billion years ago.
Are we talking about It's a Wonderful Life or White Christmas?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life. I'm not a fan of Christmas, really, and it's a fantastic movie. To this day, it's still really good. It's a very anti-capitalist movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reason why I started calling Tim Burt is because of that movie.
Really?
Because there's a scene, sorry to go off topic.
No.
Talk about It's a Wonderful Life. When he comes back from his like dream of his life going away, his lip starts bleeding, and then he's like, my lip's bleeding, Bert. My lip's bleeding. And I don't remember, but that was like the segue into me calling him Bert, and then he started calling me Bert. And I remember at the cabin, we revealed that was where it started and how it continued on because Severance also had a character named Bert. And Kevin's like, I thought it was Bert and Ernie. No.
Yep.
No.
I thought you just guys considered yourself each Ernie and that you called the other one Bert.
Or we're just both Berts. Just a couple of Berts.
Well, I mean, it's the topic we had last episode where I was like, the right name will be funny every time you say it. So you say it every time. So it's, hey, Bert.
Hey, Bert.
Bert, you're doing so good today, Bert.
Or if like Tim asks if I want to do something, I'll be like, sure, Bert.
Sure, Bert.
Sure, Bert.
Sure, Bert.
Sorry.
We don't apologize for our tangents.
That's my one tangent. I used it up.
We have two, remember?
We get two?
Remember?
I've been banking them, so I got like 16
Oh, shit.
tangents.
Let's go.
This episode's going to be 2.5 hours long.
It's just going to be me and my TED Talks.
We see the backyard. Everything is destroyed, and the dog is just completely tuckered out. Brendan says that's a wrap. Jason says he's going to go downtown to sell his bird. So Jason asks if Brendan's going to be able to edit out the dog and bird, and Brendan says yes, but there's something else we need to discuss, which is which one of us will be taking the dog home tonight. Well, it's between Brendan and Melissa, and they can't decide, so Jason recommends potatoes. Brendan just says, potatoes, first hand up wins, I win. So they do this a few times, and Brendan keeps raising his hand. And Melissa argues that she wants to take the dog, but Brendan pushes back and says he wishes he could let her. But that would be violating the rules of potatoes.
He already did that.
Potatoes.
Potatoes?
Potatoes.
And then I like this. That's when Jason pipes up and says, guys, both the dog and the bird talked last night.
Such a fucking little kid thing to do,
Yeah.
just a fib.
He's only 7.
You know what I loved about being a little kid was the internet was not a thing. So, dude, I'm sure you've had this too, Adele, maybe not so much, but people be like, bro, did you know that in Mortal Kombat, if you beat the game 5 times without getting punched once, and then you do a fatality on this, then you can actually play as Santa Claus? You're like, dude, no, you can't. And it's like, prove me wrong, bitch.
That happened to me with a wrestling game. They basically, I won't get into the details, but someone would say, like, if you beat this game on hard mode, I can play it as a WCW character in a WWE game. And I played that game so fucking much just to try to...
Right. Whereas nowadays, if you say that, I'd be like, no, they wouldn't allow that.
Google it.
Yeah, right?
And you can just get away with anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, now we're at the small residence. Paula is setting the table for dinner, and Brendan is pushing a large box with holes in it.
I just saw Paula was scratching at like a piece of crust on the plate.
Probably.
Yeah.
Brendan claims he's not hungry, and immediately Paula asks him, "What's in the box?"
Just like that.
Yeah.
It's my dick in a box.
It's my dick in a box. Yeah. Oh, you just sent me back to 2007.
You're welcome.
I went the 7 direction with it. What's in the box? Paula points out that the box is moving, and that's when Honky Magoo jumps out and starts running all over the place. Paula is terrified, saying that there's a wild animal loose in the house. And while the dog is just wreaking havoc all over the place, Paula asks whose dog it is, and Brendan informs her that it's our dog, as in me and Jason and Melissa. And that's when Paula says, well, if it's Jason's dog, then you should call Jason and have him come pick it up. That's when the dog destroys dinner. And Paula explains that they need to have a conversation first about getting a dog. And that's when Brendan pushes back, saying, why don't you just pin a note to my chest?
Got her.
Again, maybe it's just how the lines are delivered, but Paula's like, I did put a note on your chest. It said no dogs. And you probably missed that one too.
Yeah, I think they were just coming at each other, like, back and forth. Brendan had a lot of resentment. It was like, oh, yeah, just put a fucking note on my chest. Why don't you do that, Mom? It's like, oh, yeah, I bet you'd forget it too.
Ooh.
Dang.
I've never had a note pinned to my chest before.
You know what?
What? Pop, pop. Yeah, they're balloons.
I mean, that's in home movies logic, yes.
Guys, I think the next scene is going to be our scene.
Okay.
This is a scene that begins with Paula walking around the house, assessing the damage.
Oh my God. My everyday plates and dishes? Broken? My good china, if I had it, it would be gone. My God, my laptop. You little monster. You're an animal. You're vicious, ungrateful, disrespectful. Brendan, are you listening to this? Because this is the same speech I'm going to give to you in a minute.
Hello? Melissa? Yeah? Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Hey, Brendan.
Hey, look, good news. You know, I know I won the thing earlier, but it turns out tonight's not a great night to have Honky Magoo here.
Where's Josie?
You mean Mr. Pickle?
Yes, fine. Mr. Pickles.
Brendan, where's your sister?
Okay, so do you think maybe you can swing by and pick him up and just take care of him tonight?
You want me to pick up Mr. Pickle?
You want to swing on by, grab him?
Yeah, no.
You think you could, no?
No,
Really?
probably not, no. Did you try Jason?
Yes, of course he can't. Melissa, you're the only one that hasn't taken him.
Well, technically you haven't taken him either.
Yeah, right, but I said tonight's a bad night.
Same with me.
Please, Melissa, help me out. Huh, Melissa?
Yeah, I wish I could.
Oh.
But I can't.
Really? So what, you're not even going to bother with an excuse?
Well, to tell you the truth, I ran the idea by my father, and he wasn't that excited about it. Yeah.
He wasn't that excited about it.
No.
Interesting.
And on top of that,
Uh-huh.
he told me that's not how you play potatoes.
What does he know about potatoes?
Oh, he knows a thing or two about potatoes.
Please help me out. Help me out here. Come on, please.
Anyway,
Melissa, come on.
Brendan, thanks for calling.
Oh.
It was nice chatting.
Oh.
Have a good night.
I love that she was on the hammock, the way that she was just pushing her leg back and forth.
Chillin'. And I love that she's the only one. I assume Jason didn't talk to his parents about it, but she's like, you know what? Ran it by my dad. Wasn't too excited about it.
He wasn't into the idea.
Yeah. What does your dad know about potatoes? Oh, he knows a thing or two about potatoes.
I love Paula just running around and like getting even more angry. He's like, Where's your sister?
We see Brendan at Mr. Lynch's house. Mr. Lynch is getting ready to feed his cats, and in his hand we have a bag of cat food. His thumb seems to be covering up one of the letters, but the assumption is that the cat food is called Pussy Chow.
Chow down.
But it's called Pussy Cow. I like how they were covering one of the words, but it wasn't pussy.
I bet, if I had to guess, I bet like standards and practices was like, okay, it's cat food. You can have pussy on there. We get the joke. You got to cover up one of the letters at least.
Why? What else? What would it be implying?
Eating vagina.
I know.
Damn.
I'm sorry, I wasn't sarcastic enough when I asked the question.
I was double bluffing.
Oh. Damn.
Well, he's telling Brendan he agrees with the vet, and the little fella needs some consistency. Lynch goes on to say it all boils down to responsibility. Animals depend on you, so you need to be responsible. He proceeds to ring a bell to have his 5 cats show up to eat. He introduces them as Angelico, Fornico, Moo Moo, Senior Twiginski, and last but not least, Sanchi-san.
They all look the same.
They have a little differences. One's got a spot. We got a discolored ear, a discolored tail.
Yeah. The three of them look the same, though.
They look so similar.
And I think I mentioned this when Tim and I watched this for the first time the other day, when Jason, Melissa, and Brendan were like going door to door to like pitch, and Lynch was holding a cat and a cat was on his head. They were gray cats.
I thought that too. I thought it was a Mandela effect.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure when McGurk gives Lynch the mega wedgie in the episode where he is interim principal, I'm pretty sure a cat with like that color face is on his underwear, or an orange cat.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely got it custom made of Fornico. Also, Moo Moo is funny. I don't know if that's like a common cat name, but that's Ed's cat name.
Really?
Yeah, he sends me Snapchats of Moo Moo.
Is his cat black and white?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. Just, this is Moo Moo. She has no thoughts.
I like Senior Twiginski. I used to, funny enough, we had a cat when I was growing up. His name was Matt.
Nice.
It was just like a normal
Matthew.
name. Not even Matt, just Matt. Matt the cat. That was it. But I had pet rats a lot, and my rats, see, when we were talking about the names that we preferred, I was probably a Honky Magoo type, because the rats that I had were like Xavier McDougal, Otis Spunkmeyer III. Like, it was very like Honky Magoo-ish like names.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's probably where I would lean towards.
I mean, Honky Magoo is just it's a good name.
Yeah.
Mr. Pickles, why is he called Pickles? There was no pickles involved.
Funny enough, there was a show a few years after Home Movies called Mr. Pickles that was about a dog named Mr. Pickles. Yeah. And I think he was like a satanic dog or something.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I remember there being a lot of heavy metal involved. So,
well, I'm sold.
Could have been a Brendan Small project.
I'm looking it up.
I don't think it was, but it had a pretty similar vibe to like Metalocalypse.
Oh, I've seen this dog on the internet.
So while Lynch is introducing his cats, Brendan is holding the dog who's sleeping in his arms. The dog wakes up and sees the 5 cats and then jumps on the table, scaring them all away. And we see the cats escape Mr. Lynch's house through a hole in the screen door. And in that hole, we see a little Honky Magoo.
Honk, honk.
I love this next scene.
Yeah, I do too. So the next scene, it's Lynch and Brendan looking, and Honky Magoo, and they're looking for the cats. So it's one of those really cool nighttime scenes where the entire scene is black, but it's only lit up by like their flashlights. Lynch yells for Moo Moo, and then so does Brendan, and Lynch immediately turns to him. He's like, no, I'm doing Moo Moo. There's 4 others. So Brendan comments that he bets Lynch is sorry he named all of his cats those weird names because now he has to say them really loud, and Lynch is not amused. And Brendan is like fairly apologetic. He's like, I'm sorry. You just lost your cats. I'm sorry.
This gave me a really good idea for one of the scenes in Sokka too, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do need to do a night scene, but like the flashlight's supposed to light it up. So I think I'm just going to do a mask over wherever the flashlight.
Yes, dude. So it's like IRL film, but it's got the mask of like.
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's a really good idea.
Especially because it looks like it's daytime. If you got rid of the black shadows here, it would just be a daytime shot.
Right.
Yeah. So thank you, animators. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So the following scene, we see Brendan opening his eyes to Honky Magoo. And immediately he smells something. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah, that was his reaction too.
Yeah, for real. Because the Honky Magoo takes a big fat dump in his bed. They said in commentary they really had to push for that dump. And that's why, and when we watched this, Marston's like, why would you put your pillow on it? The animators are like, we just need to cover this up as quick as we can so we can allow it. Next to Brendan's bed gnome, classic bed gnome. I forgot to mention, when Honky Magoo tears apart the small residence, there is a gnome in the background laying on the floor.
Oh, shit.
So this is the second gnome that we have, which is Brendan's. Yep, you see it in the background right there. You see it again in a different scene. But when the house is trashed, gnome on the ground, bed gnome for that. Will there be a third gnome?
Yes, there will be.
Dude, I'm trying to do
the
suspense thing.
Cut it.
No.
I guess you'll have to keep listening to find out.
Next time.
No, not next time.
Just record yourself going, and put it over.
So, Brendan opens his eyes to Honky Magoo. He smells something, lifts the sheets to reveal that Honky Magoo took a big old dump in his bed.
Let me just tell you, the pillow being placed on it was more disgusting than the actual...
Agreed.
The way that it just soaked back into the bed. Disgusting.
Gross.
Yeah. So, Brendan's trusty bed gnome, Honky Magoo, runs up to Brendan and gives him a broken VHS tape. And that's when Brendan, to his absolute horror, realizes that Honky Magoo ate all the VHS tapes of their movies.
That's a lot of VHS tapes to eat.
And Brendan even said, those were the master copies.
That would have been my 14th reason.
Yeah. When we were kids, we had a dog named Fred. And when he was still a puppy, he ate Jack's Call of Duty discs. And Jack contemplated, he was like, can we get rid of this dog? Like I don't think I've ever seen Jack that mad since. He's a COD boy through and through.
My dog Diesel ate my GTA 5 disc.
Oh no.
And it was in the Xbox. Xbox was fine. I don't know how this motherfucker got the disc.
He pushed the button.
I think he did. I think his nose, and then it popped out and he's like, oh, it's a treat. It's giving it to me.
It's giving treat.
Oh,
man.
All those tapes ruined.
Yeah. So,
I literally would have killed myself if I woke up to that. Everything I've ever worked on, that was thousands.
There is a very meticulous way that you can put the tape back together.
Yeah.
But it's very difficult to do.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean, I remember being in class one time and we were going to watch Beauty and the Beast, and it kept stopping because one of the parts of the tape was crinkled up. And I was like, I got this, teach. And she gave it to me, didn't know what I was going to do. And then I cut it and she was like, and then I was like, chill. And I cut the other one and then I just put a little tape over it. Ran fine. That's my trick for it. She was pissed off very quickly, but
this child
destroyed.
This VHS tape's going to be worth money one day.
Well,
$13.
It was Beauty and the Beast. Depends on the edition, I guess.
Yeah.
The one with $5,000.
Yeah.
That comes in the case with.
So I like this transition because it goes from Brendan chasing Honky Magoo around to Honky Magoo tied up outside. And Brendan is looking at him through the window, calling him a monster. I love it. He says, I hope you find your real owners because I'm through with you, punk, you little punk. See, I like this part because we pull back to reveal that Brendan is standing in a sink full of dishes, looking out the kitchen window. So we see on the table, he has a lunchbox, which says Saddle Sore Galactica, which seems to be a play on Battlestar Galactica mixed with a cowboy kind of situation, I guess.
Cowlactica.
Yeah.
Saddle Sore
Cowlactica. And then it's one of those Battlestar Galactica robots, but dressed up like a cowboy. Paula approaches Brendan saying they need to talk about the dog and that she's afraid he lacks the responsibility to take care of him, saying Brendan has not shown any signs of responsibility in a long time. Brendan tells her to stop saying the R word and tells her he needs 1 week. 1 week and he'll have him trained. Brendan even says, look at him out there. Everyone's abandoned him. No one cares about him. I'm all that little fucking piece of shit is. And I love it because Paula's like, what? And he's like, nothing.
Nothing. I like how he says it. It's very dramatic.
Yeah.
He went back. He just, the 180 on it is like, fuck this cat. Or cat. Fuck this dog.
Yeah.
No.
So, again, Paula says there's no way he can get the dog trained in a week, but Brendan begs, and Paula says, fine. She'll give him 1 week. She puts a note on Brendan's chest that says lunch and tells him not to forget his lunch. And Brendan says, okay, while leaving the house and forgetting his lunch. So now we're back in Mr. Lynch's class, and he looks rough. He's talking about how cows have 4 stomachs and says, here's a cow. But Junior Adelberg raises his hand and says, Mr. Lunch, that looks like a cat. And Mr. Lynch agrees, saying it looks like Angelico, who has a spot right here. And Moo Moo would always make fun of him, saying, why do you have spots? While Lynch is crashing out, we do see Brendan in the background looking very guilty. And Mr. Lynch says he's never going to see his cats again and yells that we don't have any chalk because the school doesn't have any money.
That's all McGurk's fault.
Is it?
It's that soda machine.
Ah, yes.
So now we have Honky Magoo playing in front of a box that says, "My First Zen Garden." And we see that we're in Coach McGurk's backyard as he's setting up a Zen garden complete with a concrete gnome in the background.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Gnome episode.
I put a Zen gnome.
That's dope. I didn't even clock that last time.
Dude.
I don't know what the type of hat is called, so
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think I know, but I don't want to say because I feel like it might be racist.
right, because the only thing I can think of is Chinese farmer hat, but I mean, what is an American farmer hat but a cowboy hat?
Right.
Yeah.
So McGurk is trimming the bonsai tree. He's wearing the same hat as the gnome. He's got his little glasses on.
Yeah, he's taking it seriously.
Yep. Coach is telling Brendan, your dog is insane.
I just desperately want to know what led McGurk to this decision to make a Zen garden in his backyard. And I didn't even know he had a backyard. I thought he lived in an apartment.
He does, but I think this is just his space. Maybe it's for everybody. But I'm sorry, was it not last episode that he was told by Sandra during the journal writing class to go find himself?
Maybe he is.
I thought it was because of his heart attack.
That was like 2 seasons ago. We're over that.
I think the seed was planted by Eric by telling him how to meditate, and then just as life went on, he just gathered more and more reasons to...
I think Sandra told him to go find himself, and he said, you know what?
Yep.
She's not wrong.
On top of Stephanie, like putting him in a giant crystal grid and...
Right.
I mean, I think he did find himself that episode.
Yeah, he did.
And then he got the swords.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Coach tells Brendan the dog's insane. Brendan says they need to train the dog and asks what they should do. Well, Coach recommends they put the dog to sleep.
What?
Well, Brendan explains to Coach that as co-owner, and I love Coach's response because he's like, first, what? And second, no. Coach says the dog is not his responsibility and tells Brendan he needs to go home. And that's when Honky Magoo jumps into the frame and knocks over Coach's bonsai plant. And Coach very calmly tells Brendan, get off my property.
He's centered.
Yep.
He's centered, but he still has boundaries.
All right. So now we're in front of the small residence, and Brendan is crashing. He's talking to Melissa and Jason, asking where they've been, asking if they remember the dog. I like it at one point. He's like, Jason, why aren't you making eye contact with me?
Mm-hmm.
Melissa tries to change the subject, asking where they are and finishing the movie. And Brendan, like very condescending, is like, oh, what about Honky Magoo? Do you even care how he is? And I like it because Jason is like, how is he? And Brendan's like you even care?
Aww.
I mean, they really don't, though. They really gave up.
Yeah.
Well, when a dog shits all over your house, it's kind of hard to want to take him back.
I mean, that's what a dog does. That's what any animal will do.
That's why I don't have an animal.
That's true.
If we get a fish, will it shit all over the house?
It depends on if you like move the bowl to that area. Like,
yeah.
Well, if we got him a fish tank, then he would be pretty mobile.
Yeah.
Because it's a tank.
You could get a tank that goes like around. You know how like certain cat owners will have like the shelves that go around?
Yeah.
Could you do that, but for a fish tank?
That'd be dope.
Tube City, but for a fish.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah.
Like the bed in the Goofy movie where it's the water bed and there's fish under it.
There's actual live fish in a water bed.
Oh, man.
Well, Brendan continues saying, it seems like just hours ago, you guys were scrambling to be by him. But what about now, huh? Even says, you two make me sick. Dude, this part where he just starts whistling and flapping his wings.
That got me. He's
And then-
so goofy.
Yeah. And then he asks Jason, where's Tonto? And even has to remind Jason, Tonto was your bird? Jason tells him he released him into the wild because parakeets belong in the wild. He couldn't keep him caged anymore. It was too painful.
That pissed me off. That really pissed me off. Like you released a colorful bird that is like domesticated.
Yeah. That's hawk food now.
Yeah.
Yep.
That really pissed me off.
Well, Brendan asks him why he gets to abandon his responsibilities, but Brendan is stuck with this stupid dog. Melissa again asks what they're going to do about the movie, and that's when Brendan says nothing. Asks if they know why, and that's when he informs them Honky Magoo ate the movie. and then even said he's glad he did and that the three of them might be finished. Yeah.
How many times has Brendan broken up with Jason and Melissa?
I think this is like the third.
They always find their way back to each other.
Toxic relationship.
Yeah, it really is.
If this would have been the last episode and they all broke up over a dog, I would have been pissed.
But wouldn't have that been just such a home movies episode? Save some for me.
Yeah. Well, once he says they're finished, he says, you'll have to excuse me because I have to go work on this dog. After both Brendan and Melissa walk away, Tonto comes back and rightfully so starts attacking Jason. So the next thing we see Mr. Lynch crawling on the ground, calling for his kitties. He even holds up a fish asking who likes fishes. But when a random cat approaches, Lynch just smacks him out of the way and he's like, get out of here.
That cat had a collar.
It did.
Well, he then suddenly is approached by Honkey Magoo and says, hey, I know you. And that's when Brendan runs up with several notes attached to his shirt saying he's been trying to train him, but he got loose. And that's when Mr. Lynch says he knows a thing or two about training dogs. Well, that's when we get a montage of Brendan and Lynch trying to train Honkey Magoo. They try to teach him to sit, and he bites Brendan right in the crotch. They try to teach him again, and he bites Brendan in the hand. So then Brendan tries to physically show him sitting down, and he bites him in the butt. So they try one more time, and he pees on Lynch. But then after that, they finally successfully get Honkey Magoo to sit and put a paw up.
What a good boy.
So it appears to be the next day. Brendan and Lynch have Honkey Magoo in the backyard. Lynch is welcoming them to the Honkey Magoo Perfectly Trained Puppy Exhibition. And they'll be starting shortly. So we see a shot of Jason and Melissa saying they feel guilty about the dog thing. And Paula says she feels guilty too. When they ask Paula why she feels guilty, she says she just got off the phone with the puppy's owners and they'll be there tomorrow to pick him up. Melissa says, oh no, Mr. Pickles, and Jason says, Smatchamo. And that's when Paula informs him that the dog's actual name is Woogie.
Woogie.
Woogity, woogity, woogity.
Well, they all realize that Brendan is going to feel awful when they tell him the news, but then they're immediately like, oh, well, looks like the show's going to start. And Brendan calls for Honkey Magoo to come over, which he does. He tells him to sit, which he does. Then he tells him to lay down. Now, every time Brendan gives a command, we hear Mr. Lynch blow a whistle.
Mm-hmm.
And every time Lynch blows a whistle, you see Honkey Magoo's face like twitch a little bit.
Yeah, that's what set him off.
So, yeah.
I know they keep talking about the dog like it's such a menace, but the more we talk about it, the more that there's always a reason for why the dog starts freaking out.
Yeah, and
He's
it's
a puppy.
Yeah.
He's a pupper.
He's just a little baby. Give him some
little
space.
pupperino.
Give him some love, give him some space, and give him a fucking name.
Yeah.
For real.
It's Woogie.
So, Honkey Magoo, annoyed, runs after the crowd who is watching. He starts attacking.
I wrote it down right here. I wanted it to be Fenton.
Yeah. Well, Lynch and Brendan continuously yell heel, but Honkey Magoo is not listening. He starts attacking Junior Adelberg first, but then he turns his attention to Walter and Perry.
Can I play this?
Do we? Must we?
I mean, I think the context.
He turns his attention to Walter and Perry and starts humping Perry's leg.
Hurry! The dog has us! And he's humping us! Save us! Yes, save us! In a while! Yeah, in a while. In a while. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Never have I missed the image of shit in a bed more.
I literally wrote down, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
I just wrote ew.
Yeah.
What is going? I mean, we never peed on it.
Where are you pointing?
Listen, I'm a big fan of Walter and Perry.
Yeah.
But we need to show all sides of Walter and Perry.
Yeah.
We can't be biased for Walter and Perry.
No, we can't.
I don't know what that was about, Walter.
No. You know, nobody's perfect. I'll give them that. But that is just no. Nah. No.
No, gang. No. Yeah, and again, in the commentary, the whole standards and practice things is like the animators had to do a very good job of like, can't be humping that much. Like, it's a very like strategically things are cut off.
So just to reiterate, two episodes in a row, there were 2 meditations that weren't acknowledged, and there were 2 humping dogs at the end.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's all coming together.
See what these animators are really into.
Meditating? I can get behind. The rest, I don't know. Got a couple freaks over there. Got a couple freaks.
No judgment, just pointing.
Just pointing.
Just holding up a mirror. And that's that. So we have the penultimate scene. It's Paula and Brendan talking on the front porch. Brendan apologizing profusely. Paula told him he did his best, but the rightful owners are going to pick up the dog. And Brendan says, thank God, and confesses that he's a little relieved and kind of hates the dog.
Oh.
But then also confesses he feels bad for dragging Mr. Lynch into this because he lost his 5 cats. And now he's about to lose the dog he never had. Paula asks, where is Mr. Lynch anyway? And that's where we see Mr. Lynch running excitedly because he notices all 5 of the kitties are up in a tree. Coach McGurk approaches and asks Lynch why he's talking to a tree and even asks him if he's high.
Which I think McGurk knows that Lynch
smokes
weed.
I think so too. And Lynch says, no, his cats are up in the tree. Tells McGurk to stay there while he calls the fire department. Coach tells him not to bother. He'll get him down. And then proceeds to shake the tree, knocking all 5 cats out, and landing on Lynch.
That's a thick tree to shake.
Yeah, it is.
That's a thick McGurk.
That's a thick McGurk to shake.
McGurk, he's in his kind of meditating / bonsai getup.
Mm-hmm.
No shirt, still has the whistle.
Oh, yeah.
On brand.
I think this is the first time he smiled this episode.
Yeah.
He found himself.
He did.
He looks proud of himself.
And he helped his friend.
Yeah.
And you know what? At the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
Look at this.
His feet are out for free.
Yeah.
Dogs out for what?
Mr. Pickles.
Well, the final scene is Brendan, Jason, and Melissa with Paula, Tonto, and Honky Magoo sitting in front of the house saying they're gonna miss Honky Magoo. Jason seems pretty impressed that Honky Magoo is a better dog now than he was when he was pooping all over his house. And that's when Tonto starts saying hello. Brendan and Melissa are very impressed, and Jason seems very much over it, saying it's all he's been doing the last 24 hours. We hear Honk and as Honky Magoo's owners, but Tonto just keeps talking. They're supposed to say goodbye to Honky Magoo, but now all they're doing is chatting and singing with Tonto. What does Paula say? She's like, well, now it's time to say goodbye. And Tonto's like, no, time to say goodbye. Now he talks really well. No, he talks really well.
The bird is talking.
So yeah, finally Paula gets annoyed, yells at Brendan to say goodbye to Honky Magoo. And as Brendan is saying goodbye, he confesses that he's kind of relieved because he was a real pain in the ass. Honky Magoo attacks Brendan, and that is the end of season 4, episode 8. Honky Magoo.
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 Wait a second. Do we see
The owners?
Yeah.
No.
You just hear him honk. You hear him drive up and honk.
Okay.
They don't even get out to be like, oh, our dog. Oh, Woogie, we missed you. They're like, ugh.
Meep, meep.
They didn't come get him right away. They're like, oh, we'll come get him tomorrow.
I mean, they let him out. I worry about Woogie with whoever
No
these
collar.
No.
No tags.
No.
these mystery folk.
This was before the chip. And by that, I mean vaccines, of course.
And how I was going to say the way my mom would call it, the mark of the beast. We know that the owners drive a green car.
Okay, we'll keep out a look for green car people in the future.
And you know who else drives a green car?
Who? Tim.
Oh, shit.
I was trying my darndest to remember Mr. Lully.
Mr. Lindenson.
When his car goes down, he's like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What color was that car?
Fuck if I remember. Fuck if I remember. So that's the episode. Man, it was only a couple episodes we were talking about. Funny enough, we were talking about that South Park documentary and a lot of when you're writing a story, it's not like this happens and then this happens and then this happens. It's this happens, but this happens, therefore this happens. I didn't really feel a lot of like buts and therefores in this one. I feel like this episode is they found a dog, the dog's unruly, then they need to train it. Like it's just a very like linear story.
Yeah.
Not much B plot going on.
It felt very quick. Like a very quick episode because of that.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is a pattern of home movies, but it feels like they write the story and then they take the ending away. That's how it feels sometimes. They're like, well, right up until this part right here, and then that's it. Because it was like Brendan killed in dog attack. The end.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely, I felt that. But at the same time, again, there's so many just like well-delivered lines. I don't hate the episode. Like
No,
it's
it was good.
It's fine. So let's start with this. Jason.
Oh, God, man. I don't think Jason was very redeemable this episode for me.
No.
I can't think of a line he said that made me giggle.
Yeah.
Or
Him yelling at Tonto, not a
No.
fan.
Yeah.
Not a good look. Not a good look, Jason.
him letting she's like, it was the hardest thing I had to do. Well,
Actually.
Yeah.
I opened the window, and then
Yeah.
I opened his cage.
It was very like, it was not hard at all.
Even
Very
was
easy.
like, well, Tonto, you've been replaced. And
Yeah.
It was rough, this one.
yeah, F. Like, I really,
Yeah.
That's fair.
I have a thing with animal cruelty
Yeah.
and children specifically having pets, and the way that Jason's parents and family are, I know they just were like, yeah, you can have a fucking bird. I don't give a shit. Yeah, you can do whatever the fuck you want with that bird.
Yeah.
I'll say no pushback. That's a well-deserved F on Jason's part.
I agree, like not really redeemable.
No.
He bails on Smatchmo the Trumpeter so fast.
Yep.
I mean,
The best thing he did this episode was come up with the name Smatchmo the Trumpeter.
Yep.
That was it.
And deliver your favorite line, the monkey's racehorse.
Oh, splattering poop like a monkey's racehorse.
Yeah.
yeah, and I guess the potatoes thing, I suppose, but just everything else was just like, if someone did that in front of me, I would have called the authorities.
Yeah.
Just essentially like, I killed this bird. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why. Wow.
So I actually have something to tell you guys over.
Are you in connection with the authorities through a walkie-talkie?
The proper authorities, God.
Ah, damn.
Oh.
That's how he talks. People think it's praying in your head. No, you got. So there's some shit going down here, God. Over. Gets right back to you.
Damn, I need to borrow that.
All right. Well, I think that's a fair Jason grade.
Yeah.
But as far as grade for the episode,
Mm,
what are our thoughts there? Who wants to go first on that?
I'll go.
That's Adele.
That is me. Hello. So I liked this episode. I will say that. The dog is very cute. It went very quick. The whole episode is, and I just can't get. There's too much poop. There's too much poop for me. And then you just top the poop with dog humping, and Walter and Perry being weird about it. As much as I like the episode, those things brought it down to a B for me.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. But it was a good episode.
Yeah.
I will say that. I love Mr. Lynch and all his cats, and how he like turns into like this cute man when he's around animals. So, yep, it's a B.
I genuinely thought his cats were gonna die or like never come back, just because of how home movies episodes end.
He would have been wrecked.
Yeah, I mean, this is the introduction of all 5 of his cats, so I was just like, well, they'll just throw them away or something.
Oh, you know what? Zen meditating McGurk bumps it up to a B+.
B plus?
Yeah.
Okay.
B+.
I do like McGurk meditating and just kind of being like, he's no longer angry, especially because after last episode where he was talking to Fred, who had a boyfriend, and he found the guitar, and he's like, "Why?" He'd freak out. He gets so angry. He's like, "Why aren't you dumb anymore?" And now he's just sitting there thinking about his life, and he when the dog destroys his bonsai tree, which are they're not cheap, by the way.
No.
Yeah, he's like, "Get off my property."
Yeah. Very understandable. And he could have freaked the fuck out, and he was like, go ahead and leave now.
And he has swords. He will use them.
Yep.
All right. Well, do you want to go next for episode grade, or shall I?
Yeah, no, I figured I was thinking about it during the view, and I honestly couldn't I had a place of where I was going. Like I normally like write down my letter like at the end of watching it, just because I'm usually clear, but like I wasn't clear on this watch really. And then like talking about it and just like really kind of sitting with my feelings of it as we were talking about it. And I don't know if this isn't, it's very similar to how I feel about the cat episode.
Ah, monkey.
Monkey. Or she's crying. And that sucks because like that's Mitch Hedberg's episode, and it like I love Mitch Hedberg, and thank God he was in another episode, but I just didn't like that episode. That's one of the episodes I don't think I'll ever go back to. I think these are the episodes of home movies I like the least, when everyone's like incredibly mean spirited to each other and just not enjoying it. Like Brendan's pissy, McGurk's not even funny. McGurk, he's just like mad and not talkative. Jason's like torturing animals essentially. The best part of the episode was Melissa, obviously.
Every time, I'd say.
Where she's just in the hammock.
Yeah, like, just not a care in the world. My dad knows a lot about potatoes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then on top, like, I loved Mr. Lynch coming into it, and then we get some Mr. Lynch lore. I love that. But my biggest pet peeves with home movies is just like, oh, we got to save time in this episode. Cut the ending. Like... That's kind of how it feels sometimes. So, but not the worst episode. But by the end of it, I was like, no, I think it's a C- for me.
Okay. Still passing.
Yeah. Well, I feel like I kind of fall in between both of you guys. There were parts of the episode I thought, yeah, that's fine. There were parts I'm like, ew, that's weird. Not my favorite, not my least favorite. For me personally, I think I was right there with Adele on that B. And then just, I don't know. There wasn't as much really like, I don't know. It didn't feel like a big fun home movies episode to me. It was just like, we found a dog, buckle in. That's, there we go.
It goes wild.
Yeah. But the episode was fine. I gave it a B-.
Hey, that's not bad.
Yeah. So, like I said, kind of right in between both of you. I completely understand giving Jason an F this episode. Completely.
Nothing I can say about it. The only quote that I can remember from this episode, having just seen it, was Brendan saying, "Don't say the R word." Because he was talking about responsibility, but at the time, the context of it was thrown away, and I just heard him say that. And I was like, oh, okay.
Another timeless line. That context is a little different now.
Get that soundbite.
No kidding. So yeah, I think that's pretty fair with this episode. You know, it definitely had its point. A lot of good lines. So yeah, I think that's kind of a good place to leave it. Do we have anything we would like to plug or promote?
No, I haven't posted anything on my art Instagram.
I mean, we're doing that scene tomorrow, and that's going to be fun. Maybe we have to do BTS. Oh, yeah. I mean, I was supposed to bring that up during the Creative Corner, but I brought up how I was going to post the teaser trailer for Sokka 2 like a long time ago, but I didn't. And the reason was, and I was talking to Nate when I was editing, and I was like, I could drop this episode, but we have no footage of me. Like there are like very few shots of like I'm in these scenes, yes, but like no like visual like shots, and it's because I'm always behind the camera.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I was like, Nate, I think we have to wait until we get some shots. Otherwise, it's just Punkin' nonstop the movie.
Punkin' and Friends.
Yeah, essentially. There's just so many shots of Nate throughout the movie. But yeah, we're doing the scene tomorrow, and you know, just we're going to be posting more to the channel. We already posted the annotation OG Season of the Cursed onto the YouTube channel, and we're now posting BTS, and so we'll be shooting a lot of BTS tomorrow and hopefully get those out too.
Hell yeah. I want to make the announcement that as of yesterday, we officially have stickers for all of our logos.
Hell yeah, we do.
There's a stack of stickers right over there for you.
Hell yeah.
So we've got all our stickers. If you want some stickers, shoot us an email, rhmpod@gmail.com. I've been sending out stickers, guys. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. It's been pretty cool. I like it. When people reach out, it means the world to us. So please, if you enjoy the podcast, if you enjoy us, and you want some free stickers, hit me up.
I'm very excited. I actually brought the home movie stickers like that we've already had to put in the scene tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
I got all of them.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be it for us. I guess all I can say is, guys, just be careful when you're out there splattering poop like a monkey's racehorse.
Don't say the R word.
Yeah, that's
two things to live by.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
That's going to do it for this episode of Rewatching Home Movies. Join us next week for Season 4, Episode 9, Those Bitches Tried to Cheat Me. If you liked what you heard, check out our Linktree at linktree/RHMPod. There you can like, follow, and subscribe. Send us an email to request free stickers or leave us a 5-star review. I will read 5-star reviews on the podcast. Thanks to Nick for the refresh of our logo and Chris Bongat for the use of our theme song. On behalf of myself, Tim, and my co-host Marcin, and Adele, thank you for rewatching home movies with us. We'll see you next week. Bye.